Welcome back.
Part 2. Hooray for hotel Wi-Fi. All right. Okay. And there was Toll of the Dead and Healing Word happening. Healing Word, luckily I didn't need to be there for Cursor to regain consciousness in the water. Breathing it in.
Still
Toll of the
prone
Dead,
though.
Still prone and yeah, grappled. So let's have this thing do a wisdom save. 5 rolls. They're so honest. Like when it crits, so it says no, apparently. Okay. Yeah, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
She may have gone to order her husband to get her a smoothie.
No.
No? Okay.
I was looking at the smoothie menus near me and debating if I was going to send him to bring me a smoothie.
I was about to say, so what's it like ordering a pizza for you? Man! Oh, pizza now!
No, I just asked, do you happen to want this thing? Does it sound good to you?
'Cause
Great, because I want some too. Here's
And
my
as
credit card, go
someone-
get it.
As someone
God.
who's probably been married for, a while, he understands that was not really a question.
that's very fair.
He's been in this game for like a decade. He's got it down.
Good for him.
Do I want
don't-
sushi? Not really. Does that mean she wants sushi and I get free food out of it? Yeah.
Don't forget you have advantage.
Hey, that's true. That was never used by Cursor. So you have advantage pick on whatever you
Oh.
might like to do.
Shoot.
Okay, do you want to move before shooting, or are you comfortable? You're hovering there.
I think I might move up a little bit just to give some more downward
I don't know
momentum,
how
but-
high you are. Like, are you 5 feet above the water, 10 feet, 100 feet? I don't.
Probably, let's see, the short bow gives me a range of 80, so probably like 60 or so up.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, with 21, you do hit. And yeah, you get some sneak because there's people nearby it. They're doing things like being strangled, but they're there.
If it helps, I can aim for the tentacle strangling him. I'm not
Can I
getting down in there.
One thing that I didn't really think about, can I pull his head above water before the end of my turn?
That would be an athletics check, I would say, on that.
Oh.
One. Yeah, that would be an action.
Then never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
I tried, Purser.
It takes
Purser's
forever to
fine
drown.
with drowning. He just
Yeah.
wants you to kill the damn thing.
And it let's be honest, 5e rules, it takes forever to drown, so he'll be fine. Probably. All right, pick. With that shot, you moved a little. Anything else?
That is all for me.
Okay.
Yeah, the drowning rules only exist when drowning is inescapable.
Yeah, realistically. All right. What would it do? It really badly hurt. It does not have the movement speed to get away from you guys. And it's not exactly... No, there's no way it's processing this shit properly. Okay. What?
Good thing it's not part of Avash's brood, or else it would actually be smart.
Yeah, and well, I think I've inflicted enough Delkier stuff on the party for a while. At least on the people who are in the Sunday game. You know what? It's just gonna go with constrict again. It's just gonna clomp. It's got you. 18 to hit Purser. 15 bludgeoning.
I will cast.
Give that
shield.
man an inspiration.
That was
Actually, can I cast shield? It doesn't have a verbal component. Let me check. Oh, it is verbal. I can't cast it.
Oh no!
I think he's trying to say, kiss me, kiss me.
Okay, that hits.
Yeah, for another 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Back down.
Yeah. So,
I'm the
Cool.
tank.
I mean, what would you like to do?
Scream, but Purser, why?
Purser cannot hear you.
And here we go. Hey,
Yeah.
does a 16 hit? All
Yeah.
right, awesome. We got that.
There's not
and
much
we'll
of it
do-
left. Like most of it's been hacked away. Just the bits that are strangling him.
Oh,
are
that's not a
still-
bad one for Hunter's Mark. All right, so a total of 13 points of damage.
What would you like to do?
Say again. I'm sorry, you cut out a little
How
bit.
would you like to do the damage? The final.
As this monster is constantly dunking Purser into the water and bringing it back out, I'm just gonna two-hand the kukri and slash the vine once. He falls into the water and just withers away. I'm gonna crawl on the boat, put a hand out to get Purser back in it.
Okay. Yeah. You guys are out of combat, so Purser does not take your hand. He's kind of being rude. But does anybody like maybe heal him, or is it just like, oh thank God, as he floats down
Well-
the river?
He's finally dead.
If he
I
took
can't
my
help him.
if he took my hand, I'd cast Cure Wounds, but he's being kind of a dick about it, I guess. So
That's fair.
I'm sorry you're being strangled and you can't reach my
I-
hand. You're a dick.
So we're out of combat, right?
You are out of
Yes.
combat. You
I
can do things
grab
like healing.
him, I drag him up. I do have a strength of 10, so I'm assuming that I can get a man floating in water, right?
Yeah. Well, he's floating
Okay.
now. He floated up when the
I-
was holding him
I
down.
assist to give her advantage.
And
There
then
you go.
we'll throw him into the boat. I will get up there and I start like doing CPR to get the stuff out of his lungs.
Okay.
And then somebody can do the cure wounds.
I got you.
All right.
We'll do
The
Yeah.
first- First time I have no healing spells. It's terrible.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So
That was a really good cure wounds.
Did we get it?
that was.
We did. We got it, buddy. We
Good.
got it.
He just lies down on the boat.
That is a really common question. And yeah, you guys. Doesn't seem like there's anything else immediately hostile in this foggy, wonderful little area. Which apologies, I don't have the fog overlay added, but I forgot it. But yeah, you guys are free to continue floating. Interesting enough, with that thing's death, the boat seems to kind of come unstuck and could continue floating on.
It's your turn to row.
Who
It
did you
doesn't
say
actually need to be
you cut
rowed.
out at the start?
Yeah, I
said-
assume it was Purser.
I said, well, Purser, it's your turn to row.
Yeah. It's a very easy job right now because you're just floating regardless. But
Anyone willing to hold Bitey Child can then pick and row.
Bitey Child
your-
is excited. Yeah.
Purser's
Yeah,
not
there's-
fighting back right now.
If I have a lid for this basket it's in, sure.
All right, fair enough. It's up to pick if you have a lid. I would assume at this
I
point.
don't.
No, okay.
I'm going
I
to
don't think
wrap
she
it.
would, because
like-
she's probably at this point only woven something
Ah, gotcha.
put the cloth through so she can carry it.
The
So
the
it's just-
bundle of joy method where it's like, front backpack, yeah.
Yep.
I take whatever basket it's in and I put cloth over it so that it can't bite me through the cloth.
Okay. Well, it's
I'm
Yeah,
not playing
I
this game with it today.
It's a basket of rage.
yeah. There's definitely biting attempts, but yeah, you can like half smother it. And yeah, let me open up the thing here. By the way, I was able to get it working with the ultimate solution of I turned it off and turned it back on.
Mm.
The high tech, that is me. All right. So, you've survived the assassin vine. And you carry on down the river for the rest of the day, and nothing else seems to happen. As your third day in the swamp draws to a close. Once again, how do you guys want to do camp? Okay, with a 12, yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
with just assuming, with a 12, you do not find the first spot that you did see something pretty promising initially. Like it was it's pretty well sheltered. There's it's very well. It looks like an optimal place actually to lay down. And then you're like, boy, there's a lot of white sticks. Um, and then you realize that that's probably like a lot of bones there, and you see that, boy, those vines look exactly like the ones that were just strangling Purser. So you don't decide to settle down for the night in the assassin vine patch, and instead find it's pretty well exposed, but you do find a kind of sort of open area. Um, if you like, if you're careful and you really limit where you lay, you should be okay in this. It's just if you roll over while you're sleeping, you're gonna be like falling into mud or water. But by and large, it's okay. Not as good as your other
Anybody's going to be
ones.
too thrilled about that, but
Eh,
she will present the spot to them and then
Yeah.
suggest that they put sticks around their bedrolls so they don't roll out.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And Purser's gonna make a fire to dry out his clothes.
Okay. Yeah, the fire doesn't keep going very well without you just recasting constantly because it's mud, but
If it's necessary, he will just keep concentration as long as it takes to get his
I
clothes
figured.
dry.
Yeah. And as you do that, you discover that you are very delicious by local standards because there's a fair number of leeches that you need to heal off. But um, yeah, I would say everyone who was in the water, besides Ludger, because they know better than to taste brave Carnathy blood. Yeah, everyone, you find some leeches. But beyond that, the night kind of settles in, and just for funsies, we'll just have one roll with advantage. One person can go ahead and roll perception. Let's see if
Let me
anything
do it.
happens during a watch. Okay.
Dibs. Dibs.
Okay,
Do
That's what I
it.
was saying. I'm pretty sure Benmy has the best one.
that's true.
Mine's only 2 to 4.
My passive perception's a 17.
13
Do
to
you
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Keep me
roll on it, and
broke.
we'll see if it's better. All right. So with a
Wow.
17, um, with a 17, you're able to spot as the night goes by. There is like a very faint sound, not almost like a storm, but like voices. There's almost like a storm of voices or something. It's very strange because it has that same deep reverberating thing. And you would think it's just giants because giant language sounds a lot like that, but it's distorted in a weird way. And you hear that in the distance, but by and large, yeah, you can pluck leeches off people, but by and large, nothing really happens that night other than it starts to drizzle in the wee small hours. About 3 a.m. it starts to rain. It's kind of on the upside that does sort of break the fog up a little bit, and visibility goes up somewhat. But yeah, you guys wake up to a drizzling, rainy day.
I like the clouds. They cover the sun.
Yeah, it is. There's that glaring brightness that you had to adjust to in the northern part of the island. But yeah, what would you guys? I assume you just want to hop back in the boat and continue on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, floating down the river. Once again, water vehicle handling check for the day there, Benny.
Okay.
Or anyone else who's proficient, but I think he's the only one. Okay.
So delightfully average.
Zach, we need to talk. What the fuck?
I have a +5, and
And shut up. It's level 3 and +5. Shut up. Yeah. So
we'll just say Bemu's been way too involved in whistling Steamboat Willie from that Mickey
Okay.
Mouse cartoon.
fair enough. Yeah, there's a couple points where like you guys hear some scraping on the bottom of the boat before Bemmy's like, oh, sure, 1 sec, and he like kind of sticks the oar in to like half pull you out of the muck where you're starting to get stuck. But by and large, you make decent time. And yeah, moving along the river, you guys see, fourth day, 2 figures in the fog and faint voices arguing. Sounds like Elvish.
Ooh,
What are
I
they
can
arguing
understand that.
about?
Well, oh, nice. That, 1 sec here.
If they are,
Yeah, if you're trying to hear from like right now, give me a perception check. Once again, if your passive's higher, we'll just go with that. You're floating
All
towards
right.
them, so you'll hear pretty promptly.
Yo, I got.
There you go,
I got
Bammy.
I got.
There
the-
we go.
Perception.
Okay, also good.
Can't ride a raft, but I can listen pretty good.
It's jungle drama. It's the only type of TV we have.
That's that's
Yeah.
a very good.
Yeah.
Watching people. We don't have any kind of like organized entertainment. We just watch people fight outside.
That and watching
Hey,
Purser grumble.
Yep.
It's a Souls Light swamp. That's world's version of Walmart.
No. Oh, come on, man. That would be, I don't know, demon wastes? That sounds like demon waste to me. Like methed out lunatics everywhere.
I don't know. There's
So
a Sears in the Sharn.
is there?
Well, it's department store, but yeah.
Yeah. That department store and Walmart are not the same animal, let's be honest.
Right.
Yeah, so for those of you who got 15 or higher, which is I think everyone but Pick, you guys hear if you speak Elvish, you hear I think you just don't love me. And yeah, it just
Oh,
sounds
this is
like
good.
bickering.
It's really good. Yo, spill that tea. Come on, hook us up.
Do you guys
saying?
I think they're lovers that are fighting.
do you guys want to try and like stop the boat so they can't see you presumably, or do you want to try and get closer?
I don't see why we would stop the boat.
Okay, no,
Hey,
I just
nosy. Hey Shelly,
For
is it
tea?
nosy that I kind of want to hear him?
No, I would love to hear it
Okay.
as well.
yeah, in that case, as you guys get closer, figures get clear. They look like a pair of drow, both look young. I mean, adults at least, based on their, on the low number of tattoos, probably young adults. And you hear one of them says, Tora, please, I love you more than the stars at night, but Kurata's dance isn't right for us. I thought you wanted a future. She's called the Fleeting Wonder for a reason. The young drow man is clearly trying to convince what looks like a young woman of something.
She wants to go
And
to a dance, but he doesn't want
What
yeah,
what
the-
dance is that, Femi?
to.
I look,
Demi does
Siltalis
not
is
know.
just
I don't know. I never learned that dance from Mimo. So
Meemaw says dancing is the devil.
that's right. That's right, Lugger. Dancing is the devil.
Purser nods knowingly.
That's
I
not true.
once, I once asked her, Hey, Mima, who invented cure wounds? She goes, I invented cure wounds. Everybody else, devil.
It's
God.
believable. Mima is older. Um, but yeah, the woman is very upset and says, the entire tribe's going to be there, Alaji, including the chieftain and his wife. We do this every year, and it hasn't ruined any of their bonds. Um, but none of them announce their bonding on the night of the dance. You just want to be the center of attention. And the woman kicks the young man in his shin before running away across the water, her face in her hands. She runs towards you and fades into mist as she touches the edge of the boat. He reaches out towards her, a soundless call as he fades in the same way.
I
More
I look at
ghosts.
our natives. What the hell just happened?
Well, there was an argument and they disappeared.
Okay, so then I look at Pick. Hey, Pick.
What do
Just
I
want to
roll
point
for
out, Benny
this?
has never been wrong. But yeah,
It's
go
true.
ahead.
I got a good track record.
Or do I know that it is just a ghost fight that we witnessed?
I would say like you don't really need to roll for this. You're training.
Okay.
This is combined with your specialization. Yeah, these were spirits. Probably something lingering unresolved one way or another, but yeah,
would
this
they
is
be?
pretty common this
Would they
far
be
south.
anything? Would they be anything similar to what Bemi has seen before in the?
Usually what you see aren't this agitated.
Oh, okay.
Like usually if they have something they're upset about, they still don't get this passionate about it. It's more in passing. This was, they were both very upset. And
Can
yeah,
you send me their names and the name of that dance?
I can. I'm glad I named them. Where is it here?
Thanks.
Oh, there we go.
I
Been there,
think
done that.
ghost fighting, echo of something, but they are not alive. Shakes her head like she explained well.
Ghosts, spirits, sad ones.
Angry
Eh.
ones.
Hmm.
Luger's taking a second to process the fact that we just went from like people watching in Walmart to like ghost story shit.
Now, with what her job is and like the Guardians of the Dead and stuff, do they address stuff like that? Like, do they feel like that's important, or is it just there'd be too many things and you'd have to do 1,000 things every day because there's dead
It's
people
one of those
everywhere?
things where it's important when it's one of those things where it's important when you have it's kind of time based. There's not any solid rules. It's when you have the time. First and foremost, are they an active threat to the living world? Um, Two, how much how distressed is the spirit, and how much do you think you can solve it? And three is, what time do you have? That's basically mitigating circumstances. It's not like a codified order where there's like a book of rules that you slam down on the table and reference. It's
Okay.
a lot of they try and teach you uh, guidelines as opposed to direct actionable things. Yeah, it's largely up
There's
to each person. Sorry, go ahead.
there's no need to bother ourselves with them. The touch of Dolar is strong here, and they're not real. Not anymore. Let's move on.
It's kind of a sad romantic story if you think about it. But all right, let's get going.
What would you call guidelines and actual rules?
That's true. But yeah, if you guys are cool going by, there's not any harm to that. It's debatable if you could even directly interact here. Who knows if you even could. But continuing on
We'll fly back
down
and
the
just look around that area real fast, like a once over, if there's like some sort of artifact or something, so she feels like she attempted something, like a bracelet, or it's okay if there's
okay.
nothing. She just looks.
Okay. With that perception, you spot what looks like a bone sticking out of the water.
Oh,
Oh boy.
What'd you find?
It's not like
I think
jutting out aggressively. It's just like it's kind of close to the shore. It could easily be mistaken for a stick normally.
mm, she'll go over and debate the intelligent thing of poking it with another stick, but instead just touch it.
Okay. Yeah, touching it,
And
you feel immediately strongly tied to the young man. Like immediately you get a flash of that person's remnant of soul, whatever it is. Something's left there from Laji.
is this the kind of thing where I could pick it up and work on it, or is it bad to remove them from an area?
You could pick it up and work on it. You don't know the circumstances of how it's here, how he died. Like there's a lot to this story you're missing. You got
Yep.
like a weird middle chapter. So you don't know the
Yep.
circumstances, but you could pick it up and carry it with you. And as long as as long as you stay in a zone tied to this particular plane, you can probably even communicate with it.
Okay, she'll take the bone with her. She might stick her hands in the mud and get a little gross and dig around in there.
Yeah, it's a partially like gnawed on like arm bone. It looks like.
Okay. She comes back with her little victory item.
Ugh.
A muddy gnawed on bone. But yeah, the rest of the day is just more um, on and off again drizzle floating through this strange misty landscape. And yeah, so the night is soon falling. If you guys want to find a good campsite,
We'd love to.
Femi, you want to try with additional help, or you want to hope
I'll
I do
give,
better this
yeah,
time?
sure. I'll give it a shot. And pow.
okay, 15's not bad. Yeah, you are able to spot the little like at this point it is so marshy and swampy that on the ground's going to be a bitch almost anywhere around here. But you do see that a lot of, especially uh, the banyan trees, are pretty heavily like spaced out here. If you guys were to climb up and just kind of like set up in the branches themselves, you know that could be pretty comfortable. These things are huge.
We could
Pick would be
sleep
happy
inside
to.
the tree, or like up in it. You're saying?
In it, yeah, in the branches. Yep.
Okay.
Pick could teach some basic weaving techniques to make more comfy beds.
I would say they're not going to pick it up as dark's falling, but you could do it for them if you're
She'll
worried
just do
about.
it for him.
Yeah, like you could show it to them, but like showing it to them in the dark, like as they're all exhausted from just floating all day.
Not the time. Yeah, not the time to
Yeah,
teach new skills. She'll just do it for them.
yeah. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that they might not pick up much. Um, but yeah, give me a sleight of hand check. Just we'll see how well this goes. All right, you're able to weave something basic together. It's it's more comfortable than it was last night because you're not like half submerged if you roll over wrong. But it is sort of limited. Like you have very small space, and starting a fire here is like out of the question, more or less. Um, but yeah, you are high up here, and um, you know the most of the fog clings to the at ground level harder. So I'd say you're about 20 feet up. So you kind of watch like the fog move around underneath you. It's oddly hypnotic. And
She would insist everyone say thank you to the tree again.
Of course.
Thank you, Tree, for being so helpful. I appreciate you. One of these days, I actually think that we're going to be able to have a conversation, but not today. I'll take your silence as an okay. I appreciate you. Going to climb you now. Here we
and
go.
yeah, as you guys go to rest, once again, we'll just do a overall perception check for the group.
Okay.
Oh, and did
Well,
anyone
let's
want to
see.
partake of the figs?
Eh.
Not today.
Not today. Okay.
That was
Okay.
weird.
If Pick offers some, I will take a piece and store it away in a little file.
Okay.
No,
I-
she's involved in she's planning to eat her own fruit that she has and hang out with the weird bone.
Fair enough.
She's-
These don't keep well at all. I will say they are awful as far as like a fruit that you could like ship anywhere realistically.
Well, I
So-
don't want to like take it somewhere. I want to like take samples.
Ah, okay.
Study the
Yeah, if you're
fruit.
okay with it drying out, not being edible, if you ask Pick and can I have a slice type thing.
Yeah, she
But
can't
yeah,
eat the whole thing herself, but she opened a second fruit.
See, I'll stuff a slice into a little glass bottle and cork it up.
fair
I'll
enough.
melt some wax with like a little handheld flame and seal it up tight.
Okay. Yeah, Bemi, with that perception check, um, the night goes by pretty uneventfully, but you do notice that in the fog underneath you, like just as you're kind of sitting there for your watch, well, everyone's doing a watch. I'm just kind of speeding through it. As you're doing your watch, you notice that the fog underneath you seems to form into like occasional faces almost. Like you think you see a glimpse of a face or or a scene or a gesture or something. And like you blink and you're not sure if what you saw was just you like daydreaming or night dreaming or whatever. But it's strange. But not that strange realistically. You've observed that phenomenon before. Um, Sometimes fog, makes itself look like things. It's just what it does. But it is
I'm doing
unsettling
fog
for
stuff.
anyone else who might notice it. Sorry, go ahead.
I just said fog doing fog stuff.
Yeah, that's totally normal for you.
Purser's
But
not surprised by this, but he doesn't like it.
yeah, it's not a comforting thing to occasionally think you see like the faces of lost relatives or something in the fog.
Yeah, he's just very wary of the reach of Dolar.
Yeah, that's also fair. Um,
Not
but
evil, so he doesn't like denigrate it at all, but
yeah, it's not actively harmful or malicious, but it is part of a strange thing. Um, but yeah, the sun dawns on the previous day, or sun dawns on the fifth day. Sorry. And after the previous day's rain, a strong breeze is picked up actually. Um, it's like the strongest you've felt since you were here. And it's not until it starts going that you realize, for those of you who aren't native to the area, like, oh my God, I haven't stopped sweating since I walked in. And it's just enough breeze to take some of that off you. It's not powerful enough to do much, but it does, cause a little bit more dissipation of the fog, more so than the rain. For the first time since you entered the swamp, you have a pretty clear line of sight further than like 15 feet. You can see pretty well. Um, it even allows for a little bit of direct sunlight to reach you, illuminating the scenery. And Bemi, it does it hurts again. But you can continue on today.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, all hopping in. Um, Now, once again, you're in kind of direct sunlight right now. Bemi, do you want to give me a water vehicles check? At disadvantage, I believe. You put up sunlight sensitivity, so I'm not fucking guessing, because it's so rare that I actually bother with it.
I think it's only attack rolls and perception checks, but I'm not
That's
sure
why
either.
I'm saying, like, let me double check, because I don't think it's everything. Attack rolls and perception checks that rely on sight. Okay, so you're good. It's not a disadvantage. Just a standard water vehicles check. Okay. So 15 is not bad. Little smoother ride than yesterday. You're able to carry on, like, even with you squinting, eyes kind of like watering a little bit. Able to find clear routes. The water's flowing decently. It's less of a obvious river with like banks right now than it is just finding where the water is flowing in like the swamp. But you go through a couple areas, and about in sometime early evening, I would say the sun's getting a little lower, still out. Um, you come up on an area of the river that's partially flooded, the surrounding swamp. Like, you feel like it would narrow down here, but it's, there's an obstruction or something, it's filled out. Um, and the cause is a few down trees blocking the water's flow. Now, it doesn't look deliberate like the water catcher spider's, dam, but it's caused a sort of similar effect. Or at least it would to a normal beaver dam. Apologies. It's a similar effect to that, where it's sort of flooded the area around it, made a temporary pond. Um, and as you guys like come up, floating along it, you can see that the pond has like an unusually rich bounty of fish. Like their numbers causing the water to ripple on its own. That's really just chock full of fish swimming in the water.
I'm suspicious of everything in this goddamn swamp, so I'm not even no.
I didn't want to say it because I feel like it'd be kind of metagamey, but yeah.
It would be a good way to stretch our food supplies.
I defer to Bemi and Pick's judgment when it comes to this.
Can I
Okay.
do is it like a nature roll to assess what's
Um,
going on here?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, go ahead and give me a nature roll with advantage. Yeah. Okay, yeah, fluttering down close to the water, like you can clearly see, these are big, funny-looking fish, but you can kind of make them out. And one of them actually like splashes out of the water, and you catch it. And oh, okay, it's not a fish. It's like a really big tadpole. And like as you like explain this psychically, I how do you want to describe it? I feel like how
It's a
would
bit.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So it's a bunch of really big tadpoles, or just.
Yeah, like that's why it's like chock full, is it's just like hundreds and hundreds of tadpoles.
I think it is frog's nest. These are tadpole, not fish.
Let These are big tadpoles,
Ooh,
and
as you
frogs
say
swallow
that,
things.
Oh
uh,
no.
one
Oh
I'm
second.
not
boy.
eating those.
Why not?
They're
Ugh.
actually not bad eating. But one
What's
Paddle
second.
wrong with
faster.
eating frogs?
Paddle fast. Paddle
Okay.
faster.
Does a
Paddling
22 hit
faster.
pick?
Oh no.
Yes. Wait. Yes.
Okay, let me put
Oh
you on the
no.
map.
We're never
No.
gonna
Roll
go to
the
the
20
city.
Oh
initiative.
no, frog! And I'm a
Yeah.
moth!
What? Daytime! Ah!
I'll add your 20. Yeah, everybody could just roll initiative. Good.
Pick.
No!
All right.
Why is it
Surprise attack.
daytime? Uh,
Let's see.
We need to get you some goggles.
Those are a
smoke
thing.
glass. Smoke
Yeah.
glass for my eyeballs.
Yep.
See, let's roll it. Oh, nice. Okay. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. I need Pick's initiative roll.
Looking for the meme of a
Nice.
frog.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So first of all, we'll do the thing since the tongue attack hit. Yeah. Pick surprise round here. Give me a strength saving throw as this like tongue slams on the side of your little moth wings.
Ooh.
Okay. You are
Oh.
pulled to a space within 5 feet of the bullfrog, and it's going to bonus action bite because it can do that when this goes off. 15 to hit. And what? Wait a minute. Does tongue do any damage? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, it's just a. Huh.
It just pulls.
It just pulls. All right. So 12 piercing damage, pick, and you are grappled and restrained, and
Oh,
in
no.
its mouth.
Oh,
Now it
no.
is your turn.
Ew.
As there's like little
Um,
kick arms sticking out of this thing's mouth as it's like trying to do those frog bites.
I mean, I am like the perfect food for it, so. Well, I don't know that I can do much of anything physically, right? Because like everything's bound, so I can't
You are
physically act.
restrained. So let's see here. You had. You can do stuff. Grappled and restrained. Restrained. Speed becomes 0. You can't benefit from any bonus to that. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on dex saving throws. Now you're also grappled. Yeah, so there's no additional effects in that. So you can attack. You can do bonus action stuff, like you can try and break free. It's all kinds of stuff.
You can do anything but move.
Well, since
Or,
I'm
yeah.
not moving, does that count towards my steady aim?
You can steady aim, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will steady aim to attempt to stab it because that'll probably just make it a neutral roll.
Yep.
Because I have a disadvantage. To stab it in the tongue to see if it will let me go, and then I will psychically be screaming at it every obscenity that she has picked up from every language her whole life.
Okay.
It's just
Sure.
just as much psychic angry noises that every curse word in order.
The world's
Okay.
greatest R2D2 impression just happened.
There's a lot of angry clicking if anybody could hear it. But it's also the psychic assault upon the frog that does not know or care.
Okay, that definitely hits. Yeah, you're stabbing the heck out of this frog's mouth, and it's just like chewing faster. And okay, but yeah, you definitely hurt it. You know, if it just gets you in its belly, it'll be okay. And yeah,
Aggressive stabbing. Yep.
Yeah.
Lots
More
of screaming.
aggressive stabbing.
Aggressive stabbing, lots of swearing and threacrine, and lots of mental swearing, and nobody else can hear how truly filthy the mouth that Pick has on her
All
is.
we hear is like.
Yep, angry mothing squeaks.
Yeah. So if that's it, then Bemi,
Yep.
let me see if you are currently the bite attack. Sorry, just bite. Okay, but it has not swallowed you. Okay. Yeah. Bemi, what would you like to do?
I am going to cast Zephyr Strike. And I will move. Yeah. I will knock an arrow and I will attack with my longbow. It's
Okay.
daytime, so I'm sorry if I hit you, but here goes. Wow. And then there would be a second attack. So,
So give me
well,
D100.
What'd you say?
Give me D100 there, Bemi. Sorry.
yeah, I'm wallowing.
Okay. All right.
Lamenting.
That's a
All
word.
right.
Yeah, that works too.
Ammo accident. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. Your quiver spills. You just tilted it over by accident, and the remainder of your arrows fall under the mud. If you remain still, you can use the bonus action to pick up 1 around and still fire using your action. Otherwise, you can use your action to pick up 2 die 8 and put them back in your quiver. There you go. Not too bad. But a 12 does not hit. Also for the second shot.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna take a free action to just be like, what's everything you day? The sun! The birds can't shoot! I drop things! And that'll be my turn.
It's all good,
Nice.
man. We've all
Uh,
been there.
Ludger, what you like to do?
Ludger will hop out of a boat
Okay.
and run over. First, he's going to shoot at it with his cat C.
Okay.
Which I will do. Do.
That hits.
Okay, 16. I will do a distracting attack, because why not?
Fair enough.
Oop.
Okay.
So that'd be a 6 total.
Okay, nice.
Okay, at which point I will move up closer and stab it with my bayonet.
All right.
Do. Turn off that. Beans.
You need D100.
Yeah, I'm rolling. 20.
Okay. Oh, okay. This actually isn't applicable to you. All right. Then you do not soil yourself. Okay.
Okay. I will also use an action surge to shoot it again,
Okay.
because I feel like that's a smart thing to do, to try to do as much damage, so hopefully pick and get free. Okay. Boom. 14.
That hits.
Okay. And no superiority die. Boom. 12 piercing.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you guys are beating the hell out of it.
Okay. And I end my turn. Oh, and a free action, I'm like yelling at it as loud as possible in an attempt to like distract it, or not actually any tactical effect, but for
Just,
flavor.
yeah, wild animal scare it. It's worked before. Yeah, it's like bulging eyes, blink, and it looks really upset and confused, but also like, it's still doing that frog glomping thing where it's just trying to like swallow something very big for it. Or fairly big. Yeah, but Purser, what would you like to do?
So Purser like screams out, "Pick!" as he vaults over the edge of the boat, splashes into the water, and just charges forward. How
Okay.
deep is the water?
Like a little above your waist. Yeah.
So difficult terrain then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll move to here, and I'm just gonna burning hands the frog.
Okay. Fair enough.
Dinner.
So it'll give me a dex save,
Okay.
and it'll be
Each
13
creature.
fire damage on the failed save.
Okay.
Half as much on a success.
All right. Cool. Could you show me the cone? 'Cause-
I can. One moment.
okay. No, I just it's for pick's sake. I'm just rather than do a gotcha.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. It'll be like
Okay.
that.
All right. That was the
roughly.
question. Is basically like, is it just like you're shooting it? The flames. I shoot the flames down its mouth. Okay.
Don't worry, Pick. I will save you.
Okay. So it got a 7, so it takes full damage.
Awesome.
It is upset. It really didn't like that.
Not many things like a blast of fire. No.
He's a human. He's weak to fire. Everything's weak to fire. You jackass. Yeah. Yeah.
I was minding my own business. I saw a tasty moth. I tried eating it. It started shrieking at me, and then a bunch of assholes bum rushed me and started stabbing the shit out of me, and
It's like a
set me on
4chan
fire.
green text. Be me, giant frog. Be you, moth.
all right. Anything
That'll
else,
be it for
Mercer?
me.
Cool. Yeah. It first thing it's gonna do is swallow its food. So, all right, bite. That's how that has to work.
Rude.
With advantage. Hits. Okay.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. I'll allow it. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. Well,
Hold on. Hold
I'm
on a
not.
minute.
I'm not even objecting to this.
No, it's
Like it's just how.
it's magic. Like realistically, like
So,
it is
aided
from
by
a
my
magical
dragon
effect.
mark, it gives
Yeah.
me the exact insight on leverage that I need to pull pick out, and
by the power of the silver flame, I shall swap places with this
No, it's
frog's
not.
lunch.
Like
It's not the
I'm
silver
imagining
flame.
Whatever.
The Monty Python sketch. That's the like Olympic getting eaten by a crocodile game. And it's
Oh,
like,
jeez.
and here comes Australia smothering himself with barbecue sauce and doing a leaping headfirst dive into the waiting Nile crocodile's mouth.
I just
Yeah.
Zach. The whatever.
Whatever. You get my point.
All right. So,
Okay.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah, it's a dragon mark. It does weird things.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like I don't even need an explanation. It's magic. You don't gotta explain shit.
I'm gonna be
All
honest.
right.
I'm glad you're at least choosing to do this, because if you kept swapping places with things lunches against your will, that's a crappy dragon mark, dude. That one sucks.
So you take 19 piercing damage because it critted, and you are swallowed. Um,
Oh my god. Am I spit out?
let's.
I was
Oh
where he
yeah,
was.
you're not
Yeah,
even
like
spit out. You
yank you
just
out.
appear there. Yeah.
Oh.
And you are blinded and restrained. You have total cover against attacks and other effects outside the bullfrog. And you're gonna start taking acid damage at the start of the bullfrog's turns. Okay. Um, cool.
I'm not locked in here with you. I.
Can I go? Is it my turn?
Yeah. Yes, you.
Okay. So I have been reading and rereading this for however long we've been in combat. Just to talk to the creature, I don't need to spend anything. It just happens as long as I'm
Okay.
within range.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk to the creature, and it can understand whatever I say because that's how Mind Link works. And then I'm going to cast Command and say, "Spit it out."
Okay. Just put mind link up. Mind link.
I know I'm giving you both things.
Okay. Any creature you see, provide the creature is a number of feet equal to. You don't need to share language for the creature to understand tablet, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language. There is the defining element. But that might not work regarding command. Target must succeed. Spell has no effect. If it doesn't understand your language, your command is directly harmful. Okay. Yeah, this one. The issue there is that the creature must be able to understand at least one language. Let me check, but I don't think it has the with an int of 2. That's not a spoiler.
There are some really weird animals that like have their species
That's why
language.
I checked. Yeah, like you know what? That's fair. Let me look. Language.
And I think frog is one of them.
Language
so
is
maybe.
not a listed. Yeah, there's nothing next to giant bullfrog for language. So I'm not going to say, oh, you lost your spell slot, but just you know instinctively that won't work in this particular instance. Some, as he pointed out, some creatures do have a language. It'll work, but what it looks like there is the creature must be able to understand at least one language. So.
Yeah, you can tell that the mind link doesn't work before you commit to the command.
Yep, exactly. So.
I'll be fine.
Is it really a combat encounter if Purser doesn't go down?
I'm not down yet.
You're not going down easy.
I'm glad he took
Are
that
his
because
feet
Pick would have died.
showing? Maybe.
No, he's swallowed completely.
I'm
That was-
inside the frog.
Like Pick's feet were showing before she was swallowed, but then he swapped as it was basically as she was going down its throat.
Are these considered difficult terrain?
I would say
These
like
squares?
right near the edge where you can see it's like clearly you can see a little bit of ground. It's not. It's just if you go right out in the center here where it's deepest. That's where it's
5,
like up to your
10,
above your waist.
15, 20, 25. I'm going to reach out and cast Inflict Wounds on it.
Okay. And 18 definitely hits. There are some cleric spells that are just like attack.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh.
So the super
19.
thing that does apply to Purser.
Okay, let me do this here. So, following purple worm rules, it needs to do a save to keep what it swallowed down. I remember this because my character got killed by getting swallowed in a recent game. So, con save.
Some of those specify it has to be from the creature inside of it. Just
It's
double
true.
check that.
That's true. Let me take a look because it was just put up in that game. Purple worm. Where would they put it? Yeah, I'll just find it. Purple worm. Okay.
Yeah,
there we
notably,
are.
the giant frog I don't think has anything like that.
This is a giant bullfrog, so it's a little
Right.
different. But yeah. I didn't homebrew it actually. It just came with that cool there's a Monster Manual expanded like edition 1 or something that they put for free on Roll20. Bite. Okay. Creature inside it. Yeah, if it's inside, I'll have it do a save just for funsies, but I might have to really flop it. Yeah, no, with a 19, it's gonna keep Purser down. But it is looking very like way less than half health damaged. And anything else?
No.
Okay. Here. What would you like to do?
Um,
Actually,
steady aim
okay. Fair enough.
and shoot the heck out of it.
Okay. 24 does
You
hit.
have advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, double advantage. Yeah. Or no, I think Satalis had the advantage then in that case, right? Because that was a grapple
Did I
check.
see if I got a crit?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? Sorry, slight retcon here.
That's okay.
No, it's
Okay.
fine.
All right. So 24.
Yeah, I didn't even
24.
think of it because spell. Like
And no, that's fair. Okay, so 12 damage, pretty good. It's very badly hurt. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Femi, what would you like to do? You can easily reach down, pull out an arrow, and shoot again if you like.
You know what? What is
Promise the dark vision will be very useful eventually. It'll be worth
No,
the trade-off.
it already has been great. Let me see something real quick. Let's see. Target range. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals since I can't hit anything right
Okay.
now,
All right.
and I'll move a little closer, and I'll say, "Mr. Big Bullfrog, you don't want to eat him. He's not good for your tummy. He's gonna make you sick. We're trying to stop you."
Okay. Give me a persuasion check with advantage because you used a spell for it.
Okay. Persuasion. I got a +0, guys.
Flat
Can't
roll.
Here
believe in
we
you.
go. 16.
16. Okay. Let's see. It understands. So, let's see if it's able to comprehend. Like, it understands you. How much is it able to perceive from this?
I just like the
All
idea
right.
that everyone else around me is hearing croaks.
Yeah.
His throat just inflates.
Or it's literally just Bemmy saying the word ribbit over and over again.
Ribbit. Yeah. Okay. The giant bullfrog will croak back to you. Well, stop hurting me. Stop. It doesn't make my tummy hurt until you hurt me.
Well, we hurt you on the outside, you'll throw up what's on the inside, right? Or if we stop, will you throw him up?
What? Well, it's in my belly, but yeah, I guess.
We'll give you a dinosaur to eat instead.
He's a little fuzzy at that, but yeah. I'd say that's 6 seconds of conversation,
Okay.
of frog conversation. Ludger, what?
So
The thing
Ludger
has,
obviously
yeah.
doesn't understand frog, and yeah, so Ludger's gonna like move to flank and attack.
Fair enough.
Well, he didn't tell us.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He
It's
just started
true.
croaking.
That was 6 seconds. It was
All of
6
his
seconds.
conversation needed to be talking this frog down.
Okay. Ketsy.
Jeremiah did make my
Um,
friend get weird. All right. Yeah, you can attack that. All right. That
Okay.
definitely hits.
I will use superiority dice for distracting attack.
I almost let you hit with a nat 1 on this on some conditions. Okay. How do you want to do it? Because it's at 2.
Basically just like I don't know, assuming that like Ben he's not sure what Bemmy's doing, but he's probably in his mind thinking, great, he's distracting it so I can get a killing blow. Moves over and like aiming right for like the base of what would be like the brainstem of a frog, fires his trusted cat C right into it.
Okay. Yeah, the thing saying, I guess I can. I don't know. It's hard to spit stuff up, and then it just stops talking as like a crossbow bolt bursts out of the front of its forehead, and it lets out like a wheezing croak as its body starts to deflate. And
As a free action, I give a thumbs up. Good job, Bemmy, for distracting it.
oh,
Is this one of the ones where I can expend movement to crawl out on my own?
that is a good question. Let me look. All right.
Otherwise, they'll
Okay.
have to dig me out.
All right. Fall space. Restrained. It can escape. Yeah, 5 feet of movement. Exiting prone. Yeah. So
So I'll force myself back up out of its mouth. I'll, I'll like stand up in its throat, I guess, and look around and say, "Good work."
Thank you, purser.
he is covered in blood and bile and other awful things.
I walk the path of Tira.
I am glad I was not inside of its mouth. Thank you.
as I walked down the path, and you were next to me. Why were there only one set of footsteps in the mud? Because that's when you got eaten by a giant frog. Okay. So
Oh my god, dude.
yeah.
Oh my god. So, I guess. Well, you're not dead.
I am not. My skin does hurt.
I want to hack off at least one of these bullfrog legs.
Okay. That's fair. They are fat and delicious.
Yep.
And there's
If
any
we-
number of unguarded tadpoles if you guys want to fish up a mess of them.
For the record, I just want to say that I tried talking it down, but you know what? Never mind. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go to.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a survival check now to start preparing this these frog legs.
There's no shame in that, Bemmy. You should always pursue a peaceful option whenever possible.
Yeah, but you were also Ed, so
Okay.
I suppose.
I get it.
It has no moral compass. It is a frog.
Yeah. With that, yeah, you're able to, like, you don't have all the stuff you need to do a proper, properly cook them up. But yeah, you think you could get some, pretty decent frog leg chunks out of this, and if you wanted to cook the tadpoles up, can't be that different than fish. So yeah.
I mean, this is a giant frog. We don't
Yeah.
need the tadpoles. We got two big frog legs.
That's true. That's true. Uh, all kinds of options. But yeah, for tonight, your meal will not be dried out, pre-rationed, pre-made rations, unless you want it to be.
We're gonna eat some frog legs.
Purser will enjoy the irony.
Fair enough. But
Yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead. Sorry.
if not, there's nothing else. You guys can hop in the boat and continue on.
Tick will attempt to groom Purser.
He's not that young, but okay.
Are you okay? Are both of
Jeez,
you
Sam.
okay?
Jeez.
Who, me?
Both of you.
I'm
Both of you got swallowed.
Sore? Ow.
I'm
Not-
quite okay.
Not too bad. Not too good. Not
Her
too
wing
bad.
is like bent in half.
Yeah, she said half.
Yeah.
I will do the healing word. There you go.
Thanks. 2, 3,
Yeah,
4.
I could not stand by and allow the weak to be killed in such a way.
How do you do that?
Do what?
Switch places?
It is a gift from the flame. My
Neat.
my purest protective instincts made manifest.
What?
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 It's just something I can do.
Have we ever seen Purser's mark?
Oh yes, it's on his neck.
Okay, so we've seen. I kind of look at the mark and then I look at Purser's face and I raise an eyebrow. Are you sure about that?
Oh yes. House Deneath did try to poach me, but I desired to remain with the church and continue my training there.
But you. She kind of pauses. She seems to. You know what? Never mind. It's fine.
Your truth.
Yep. She's not going to tell him anything because, Purser.
He's
Yeah.
fine. He knows what he knows.
Tira Marone fought against a demon archlord all by herself. I could ask no less of myself.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I I would say your typical nature survival check to try and find a campsite with definitely you're gonna want to look for somewhere where you can like get a fire going good enough to cook these legs up.
I'll ask Purser if he would mind helping build a fire.
Of course.
Pick is going to be very thankful and like offering to clean all his stuff and clean him the whole time they're in the boat.
Yeah,
I-
so you do find a pretty good spot. Sorry, go ahead.
So Purser's mostly fine with it, but he will handle it himself.
She just does as much as she can. I'm sure she knows some stuff that gets sticky things off and can go fly and make various little grooming tinctures and stuff, so it's gets off swamp stink.
Well, after the assassin vine situation, I swapped out for prestidigitation.
Oh, good.
So
That's fair. Yeah. So pick, you're able to find a like it's kind of you're like, oh, this is really convenient. Look at this. This is like a nice little platform. And you do find a stone platform. You don't realize it's stone at first. When you guys like start setting up, you realize that it is probably like the foundation of a building that was here who knows how long ago. Um, or maybe the top of a building or something. Uh, but yeah, there was definitely something here, and it's what's left of it is a sturdy enough stone or something like stone that you could camp on top of. You don't have to worry about rolling into the mud unless you like deliberately go to the edge of the platform.
Very excited to show them the sleeping opportunity this evening.
There is a slight incline, but it's not bad enough. Like I said, unless you deliberately roll with it, you're probably okay. But yeah, once again, for speed's sake, we'll say you guys could go ahead and just give me one person with advantage. Roll perception.
Got you.
I believe in you, Bemmy.
Power of belief compels me.
See?
20.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, see,
worked.
not bad. Um, tonight is fairly quiet. The nearby Soul Banyan trees are as silent as always towards you, Bemmy. Um, although you do swear you think you hear like an occasional pained yell or something from them, but you know, honestly, there's a lot of noise at night. That could easily be any number of things. A lot of creatures here, like even if they're not obviously supernatural, their patterning is reminiscent of, you know, symbols of death, like skulls or they have like a bone-like their exoskeleton looks like bone or just stuff that makes you think of death. It's weird. If you've been here before, it's not a surprise, and that's how most things look. You know, back home there's all kinds of crazy stuff, but you know that's just what you see and what might be unsettling some of your friends.
No, know that it could stand for perfect drow skull shape.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, none of this stuff really seems meant to like. None of them are like more. I guess there's no non-ominous way to have a skull, but it's it's not like a bloody skull or there's not fangs or something. It's not meant to be scary, but you do see just symbols of death. And yeah, the sun rises. It's a fairly typical one, at least for the swamp. The fog has returned in full strength after yesterday's respite. Um,
Thank
but
goodness.
you should be arriving at the ruins of Telbeck today. Um, Bammy, Pick, you guys both know that the ruin is inhabited by the Soul Speakers tribe. Uh, Pick,
Ooh.
these particular drow, these particular Scorpion Nation drow are the only ones that you've had, are the ones that you've had the most interaction with. So they should be a bit friendlier than the last group, at least. Um, but yeah, sail on down, and once again, Bemi, water vehicle handling check.
Goes nothing. Hey, all
bad.
right.
Yeah, you're able to maneuver pretty well here. And Pick, you know you're getting close when you see the same thing you usually see from the air when you're trying to find the place. One of the best ways to do it is you just look for those blue flickering lights. And yeah, you see them moving through the fog, and those are like the weird scout things the soul speakers use. Several of them get closer to the boat before whisking away again, back into the fog. And do you
Ooh.
want to tell the group this, or is this just like you're just
Yeah.
too excited to talk?
She would tell them. She would
Okay.
say, "These are normal. It is okay. They use them for scout. Friendly tribe. Work with many times.
Hmm.
And they're soul speakers.
Yep, soul speakers.
Okay, do I know anything I need to warn them about for bad behavior or
The current head is a priestess. She took over for the old priest who died during the plague. Um, there, she's not malevolent or cruel, but she tends to be a little obsessed with the otherworldly. And for you to think that, like your people are literally used to just walking with the otherworldly. She seems weirdly into it. So I don't know how you want to express that, but she may be a little obsessed with it.
I guess Pick would say, my people care for the dead. And we look after bodies and we look after souls. And so for me to say, this priestess, very intense, obsessed with otherworld. It is a bit intense. Be careful you do not insult her with her obsession. She is still friendly.
An unnatural interest like that could be sign of deeper corruption.
I hope not.
We shall see.
But
She took over for last
yeah,
priest
go ahead.
who died during plague.
Yeah. So continuing on, you're not greeted by any like threatening drow armed to the teeth or anything. You're soon passing by small rice fields. Um, and it's the like you know that they are cared for fields, but they look very much like they're kind of just planted alongside things that would just be considered weeds and stuff. It doesn't look like they're really going out of their way to dominate the landscape in the same way that a productive farmer in Corvair would.
So
Just because,
native farming techniques, basically.
yeah, they're
I
like
love that.
some trees have been let to grow in, and you see like as you're coming in, you see this is kind of the center of this um, banyan grove, which is just must be enormous. Um, but the faint scent of wood smoke mixes with the usual swamp smells, and you spot your first drow. Um, they are coming up to you in three boats, small boats roughly equivalent to yours, and they're dressed in similar armor as the previous guards you encountered at Gelrol with the Spring Blossoms tribe. Um, they are armed with spears, shields, and the three-pronged Zendrick boomerang. Most of them are also armored in gray and white chitin and leather armor, as opposed to the black armor that was used in Gelrol. Um, the exception to this among the group is a drow woman in ornate clothes and wielding a spear, although she's not holding it threateningly. She's wearing a golden scorpion headdress and steps forward ahead of the other five armored drow and says in Elvish, "Greetings, Pikacha. Why have you brought living outsiders among with you?
We traveled to Umber, but knew safe rest could be here, and the trees told me you may be in need of assistance, and they are very capable of aid.
Yeah, she sort of takes that in for a sec, like looking over everyone. She has kind of like definitely has a skeptical look at her on her face. If you will place your honor on the altar for them, then they will be allowed within Telbeck.
Pick looks back at them and in all their minds goes, if I place my honor on the altar, you all behave, yes? Asking the question.
Of course.
I
I'm
nod
being
in
good.
agreement.
I'm being good. I'm being have.
I will so swear on my honor as a Templar.
Looks back to her. I place my honor on the altar, Priestess Helra.
Good. But if they disturb any of the tribe or the wandering souls, they will face punishment. And she gestures, and two of the three boats, excuse me, turn around and start kind of, I won't say sailing, but they're very much like gondola stuff where it's propelled just by pushing. That's pretty much how these are going. Although Selra does say to pick before she departs, she says, "If you are not here to deliver more ashes or bodies of the nations to the sacred grove, and the grove has spoken to you, you can assist us in another way. Come to my home as the sun sets. I will give further details. If the others
Of
truly are
course.
useful warriors, bring them as well."
Of course. I still seek the means to bring the rest of the ashes to the grove, but I will see you tonight as the sun goes down.
Yeah. She nods, and it seems you've been allowed into Telbeck as her own boat is pushed away.
She looks back at the group. Do not harm the wandering dead. Do not disturb the tribe members here. Good?
I
Nods at them and
stare at Purser.
I so swear, yes, until we leave this place.
Thank you. Very good. Now we go. Very pretty. Come.
And yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, Ludger pretty much also more for like just letting the rest of the party know that you know he doesn't think that the strategy of like kind of you know pushing goods here like we did in the last village is particularly smart, and he kind of figures that if this is one place that if they want uh Corvarian goods, it'll be a case of they hear from word of mouth from the other drow. He thinks is the safest way in regards to trade relations with this group.
Yeah. How
Nods.
you want to handle talking about Mishann is entirely up to you guys. It was left pretty open ended, so that includes not mentioning it if you want. But yeah, that's an excellent point, I think, to stop for this week. And yeah, I hope everybody had fun, and
Oh yeah.
I'll do stop.